Jim Sinicropi is here with another Finger Lakes One food review. Hi, Jim. Good morning.
Good morning.
What
Good
do you
show
got
this
for
morning,
us?
you guys?
Thank you.
Yeah,
What'd you say?
I've enjoyed the show this morning.
Oh, thank you.
Good guess. And,
Wow.
So, yeah, I went to Skaneateles Brewery, which unfortunately is in Onondaga County, which isn't part of the Chamber of Commerce Food Week or Cuga County. But it was a great spot. It was about 2 miles outside of Skaneateles. And before we talk about it, I guess we can play the post that I made on TikTok. Headed out to Skaneateles Brewery, also home of Last Shot Distillery, about 2 miles outside of downtown Skaneateles here on a mid-January, late Saturday afternoon. And as you head inside, to the left you'll have the distillery, to the right the brewery. And there was a steady flow of people throughout the time that we were there, which is good to see in the middle of winter. This was one of the cooler things, some carved chairs and tables, and there's a lot of places you can kind of make your own inside this facility. A great selection of beer that they make themselves, stout, lager, light ale, blonde, and as with a lot of places you can get flights, which is what we did. On the distillery side, gins, whiskeys, vodka, bourbon, and they have a tasting tray. My favorite was a maple syrup bourbon. And friendly staff, friendly patrons. There was one of the seating areas overlooking the production side. And then another room with a bunch of large picnic tables. This was much bigger in here, obviously dog friendly, also apparently kid friendly. The beer was great, not a lot in the way of food. They had popcorn, pretzels, some Miranda cheese, but great way to spend a few hours here in Saturday afternoon in the middle of January. Highly recommend.
All right, what a spot, Jim. What a spot. What a find. I guess I'll start here. What was your favorite beer or shot that you had, or?
Well, they had 12 beers on tap, and so I did the tasting flight, and then after that got a single beer, my favorite, which was the Mainsail Chocolate or no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. Let me find the one. The Shapendaga Sour Ale. And that is a classic and drinkable kettle sour ale fruited with raspberry, blackberry, blueberry, and sweet dark cherry puree. It was light and floral on the nose with very berry notes, but I'm not a beer guy. Let me put it that way. So when I hear that we're going to a brewery, I'm like, all right, whatever. But I don't mind tasting different beers. But the main reason I'm not a beer guy is like we were going to dinner after this at the Elephant and the Dove in Skaneateles, which that review will go up to TikTok in a day or two, and we'll talk about it here on Finger Lakes today as well. But you know, after you drink a couple beers, you're not ready to go have a big meal, right? So I'm more of a wine guy. I also like whiskey and bourbon, although they don't like me. But I did enjoy that beer, the Shapendaga Sour Ale. And like I said, they had 12. Another one I enjoyed was the Mainsail Chocolate Raspberry Stout. And again, you want to fill yourself up, get yourself a nice stout. But again, I just had the tasting flight. But what a cool place. A little bit off the beaten path. It would be a great place to go in the summer. One of the commenters on the TikTok video said that they do have food trucks in the summer because there wasn't, a kitchen cooking food there.
Right.
But they did have popcorn, pretzels, and some Miranda cheese, so you could snack on some things while you're drinking your beer.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm a big sour guy, so that seemed right up.
Yeah, it was.
My alley.
It was good. It was refreshing yet a little bit tart,
Yeah.
And then on the other side, the Last Shot Distillery side, the sweet maple liquor, which is sweet maple spirit distilled from 100% New York State maple syrup. I've never really had anything like that. That was good. They had bourbon whiskey. Their Skaneateles whiskey is kind of their signature, which is reserve whiskey aged in their used bourbon whiskey barrels, soaking up sweet honey and floral flavors. Finishes like a rye, dry and spicy, but it's smooth like a wheat. They had some different stuff too, like orange cream lightning liqueur, a another sweet maple liquor, and chocolate creme brulee. So they had some different stuff. And they gave you these wee little thimble shots, you know, and they didn't want you do one tasting tray of that stuff that could be equal to 5 or 6 shots. So they were just little ones. And then they had a lot of signature cocktails made from them. But it was a real cool place to hang out. As you saw in the video, 2 sides to it, the distillery and the brewery side, both real cool spaces. And then if you went past the brewery side to the right, there was like a balcony with 4 tables, a smaller seating area that was overlooking all those, the production area there where they make I assume that's the brewery. I don't think that was the distillery. I think the distillery might have been downstairs, but, and then in the back room, it was a huge room with about 10 picnic tables and big screen TV, and they had like a little life-size Connect 4 thing that you might have caught, and you know, there's some dogs hanging around, which I don't mind, some kids, which but overall, a really cool place. I'd love to go back, and you know, it was perfect. We wanted to kill an hour or 2 before we went to dinner in Skaneateles at the Elephant and the Dove, and yeah, if you stay tuned or follow us at FL1 Food on TikTok, you'll see that review. Oh, probably tomorrow.
Perfect.
Yeah,
love it. Definitely have to add the Skaneateles Brewery to the visit stop.
Yeah, and the other cool thing was it was January.
Yeah,
you know, and it was pretty hopping. Another thing you might have caught from that video was the parking lot was full. When we first got there, it wasn't too busy, but by the time we left, it was very busy.